guys, welcome back to my channel. Simone here. So today I'm going to be doing my Christmas video of the year. I did, I think, one last year, which I'll link below if I can find it. I think I might have done the Christmas tag. And so today I'm going to do another Christmas tag. This one's going to be a Bookish tag, obviously. I don't think last year's was. This is the Christmas song book tag. And there are 10 questions and they're all linked to different Christmas songs that you've probably all heard. So let's get right into the tag. So the first question is for You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, obviously from the Grinch. So the question for this one is, name a villainous character you can't help but love. And this is my Harry Potter question. You know, every tag I've done, I've had a Harry Potter answer in there somewhere. I promise there won't be any more, although I could answer a Harry Potter answer for every single question probably, apart from the one I don't like that I can burn. I'm pretty sure there's a question that's coming up later. Anyway, for this question I've picked the Malfoy family, and that is minus Lucius Malfoy, so really just Draco and, oh, what's his mum's name? Narcissus? That's a fun word to say. Try saying that 20 times fast. No. So basically this Draco Malfoy is kind of villainous throughout, and you kind of associate the whole Malfoy family with being equally as villainous. However, the last book, I won't spoil it, this is also not the last book I'm holding, it's just the first one I found on my shelf, but the last book kind of changes that a little bit for me, and I sort of love them anyway, because they're kind of weird, and but everybody knows one of those people who kind of comes from a bit of a weird family and just becomes a bit odd and horrible to everyone. But I kind of feel sorry for him, and I really like Narcissus Malfoy. Narcissa, not Narcissus. Came up with a random name on my own there. Anyway, yeah, I love both of them, even though we're meant to not. So that's that one. Also, can you imagine Draco Malfoy dressed up as Mr. Grinch for like a Christmas, I don't know, fancy dress or something? Images. Question number 2 is for All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is a song by Mariah Carey. I think she did it originally. I'm assuming it's been done a lot of times since then. But this question is, what book are you most looking forward to seeing under your Christmas tree? And I don't really get books for Christmas because my parents sort of asked me what I want for Christmas, and I said, oh, just go on my Goodreads and pick a book and get one of those. And their response was, no. They don't know which books I have, they don't know which books I already own, which books I've already read. So they were just like, no, we're just going to play it safe and not buy them. Also, I do have a ridiculous number of books already, and I get books from out the library, so it's not really an answer to that other than don't buy books. So I don't really get books for Christmas. However, the next book I'm really excited to get is generally any form of Stephen King books. I love Stephen King. I think I've read about 6 of his books now this year, and I really loved them, and I just really want to read more of them. So in fact I've just literally just this moment, well I say this moment as in today, started It by Stephen King, so that's quite exciting, and I want to read more of his work, so yeah, definitely Stephen King. Question number 3 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which I don't need to explain, everybody knows who that is. This question is, name a character that overcomes major obstacles and learns to believe in themselves. Now, I'm actually going to pick the book I'm currently reading, other than It by Stephen King, obviously, because Pennywise does not need to overcome any obstacles, I'm sure. Just needs to kill people. Anyway, that's another conversation altogether. But I am picking Etta from Passenger by Alexander Bracken. I am currently reading this. I have about 100 pages or so left, so by the time this video goes up I've probably already finished it. So Etta lives with her mum, and her mum is very distant, and so all her life she's kind of believed that her mum didn't want her, and is kind of distant for that reason. She doesn't feel very loved, and she doesn't really understand why that is. Anyway, throughout the course of this book she learns more about her mum's true life, and basically there's a lot of time travel in this book, and her mum is a time traveller. So she learns all these different things about what, you know, is really happening, and why her mum has been so distant with her, and so she really overcomes kind of feeling lost and not knowing herself, and then suddenly she does know herself, and so she also learns to believe in herself, and so I think she is the perfect answer to this question. So question number 4 is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, another one that everybody knows. This question comes in 2 parts. So A is, which character would you put on the top of the naughty list? And for this I'm going with Peter Rabbit, because he ran away from his mum and made her scared, and he was upsetting his sisters, and then he ruined his jacket and he dropped the buttons off, and I just don't think that's very nice. So he's on my naughty list this year, not getting any presents. You get a lump of coal. And the second part is, which character would you put on the top of your nice list? And for that I'm going with Isolde from Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I think Isolde is one of my favourite characters across the board, like in any series or any book. Isolde is just so open-hearted, and she just really cares about Safi, and I think that's really endearing. And so for me, she is on my nice list. If you don't know what this book is, it follows Isolde and Safi, who are two witches, and Safi is a truth witch, which means that she can tell when people are lying, and Isolde is a thread witch, which means she can see the threads of, like, the life threads of people. So she knows, like, she can tell emotions and when people are in danger and things. So she uses that to help protect Safi because people are after her, and for that she's on my nice list because she's very nice, and that's the definition of a nice list. Surely. I would like you in the comments below to tell me if you're on the nice or the naughty list, because, I mean, either is, you know, an interesting choice. So let me know. Question number 5 is Frosty the Snowman, and this is, which book just melts your heart? Now, I had to look up what melts your heart meant, because I was like, oh, which book made you cry? But then I was thinking, well, does that mean melts your heart? Because in my eyes, I thought, like, melts your heart is talking about when something's really cute, and it's just like, oh, that's really sweet. And the book I'd chosen was not that. However, it said something about, I think the definition was like something that makes you emotional, or something that you love, or makes you cry. So this definitely does melt my heart, and I'm going with Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, which I don't actually have a copy of anymore, because I got rid of it because it got coffee spilled across the whole of it, which you'll know if you saw my wrap up from September, possibly October. Either way, I'll link it below. I can't remember which month I read it in, but yeah, so this basically follows Louisa, who becomes a carer for a quadriplegic man who is called Will, and I think her name's Louisa. No, I've doubted it. I'm pretty sure she's called Louisa. Anyway, either way, it's about a woman, and it's about their relationship and about what happens to them, and she basically, the girl in it, she tries her best to reteach Will how to love life, because he's kind of giving up on it a little bit, and it's that, and this book just made me sob my heart out. Like, it was so sad but so lovely and just really emotional, so definitely melted my heart, and I don't think I've got it back yet, so if I could just sort of find a freezer cold enough. Is that what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, next question. The next question is Feliz Navidad, which I'm pretty sure I just said right, but if I didn't, I apologise. And that is, the question for this is, pick a book that takes place in a country that is not your own. And for this, I've picked Les Miserables, Les Mis, I'm going to just stick with it as that, by Victor Hugo. And this is one of my favourite books. It's friggin' huge. So, but honestly, I imagine we used up all the trees in this country, so it had to be made elsewhere. This is set in France, in a place called Digne. May not have said that right either. However, really, really good book. I wouldn't even like to try and explain what it's about, because, I mean, it's about a lot. I mean, look, it's a lot of pages. But, really, really good book. And it's not in this, I don't live in France, so it's not the country I live in. Question number 7 is, it's the most wonderful time of the year. If I left that in, that's quite impressive of me. So this question is, which holiday themed book do you use to spread the joy? And I don't really read holiday themed books very often. In fact, in my end of the year book tag, which I'll link below, I just mentioned that I don't really read festive books very often. I kind of read whatever I fancy reading at the time. However, the example I used then and the example I'm going to use now is A Merry Little Christmas by Debbie Macomber. Now, Debbie Macomber is one of my favourite authors. I really like her, and actually the first book I read of hers was a Christmas book, and I read it maybe 3 years ago. No, probably longer than that, like 4 or 5 maybe. My mum gave me the book and I really, really enjoyed it. And so I have another one which maybe I'll get to this year. Probably not though, let's be honest. So either way, it's a Christmas book, hence the title. The next one is Sleigh Ride. Which fictional character would you choose to spend the holidays with, not necessarily a love interest. And I have not picked a love interest because I feel like this would be very weird and we'd both have hairy toes. Can you guess? I've picked Bilbo from The Hobbit because can you imagine how much food you would get on Christmas Day? And how many cool presents. He's got like 900 family members and they'd all come around and bring you a present. It'd be great. You get loads of presents, loads of food. I realise that's not what Christmas is about really, but they're the best bits. Don't lie, you're all thinking it. So yeah, Bilbo definitely. Plus, he would tell you the best stories, so yeah. And I kind of mean Bilbo as, what's his name? Ooh, I don't remember. You know, the young one, not the old one, is what I mean. Then he could dance and stuff and stand on his feet. So that sounds good to me. Question number 9 is Baby It's Cold Outside, and this is which book that you didn't like would you sacrifice to light a fire to warm you up? And I have 3 because I have this thing where I don't like short books. So I've picked the 2 short books that I really hate. And then I've just picked another one which I don't like. Sort of hate. The first one is Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Really hate that book and I just don't understand why people like it, but you know, each to their own. Either way, didn't like it. The second one is Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Again, didn't like it at all, hated it in fact. The third one is the one I actually have and I've just literally finished reading it. So because this is going to go up before the end of the year, this will also be in my December wrap up when I film it at the end of the month. And it is The Lottery and Other Stories by Shirley Jackson. This is a modern classic book, like the type of book. It's really beautiful, and I just don't understand it. I think it must be lost on me, because each of the stories in this, I was like reading it going, okay, is this a chapter story, or is this just the story? Because if it's just the story, which it turned out to be, I don't understand the point of it. So I'm going to burn this one along with the other 2. They can be kindling, this can be the main event. Question number 10 is, do you hear what I hear? And this is, what book do you think that everyone should read? Now, I'm going to be honest, other than the Harry Potter series, which I said I wouldn't answer a question with, so I can't use that answer, I don't think that everyone should read any book, because I think everyone has very different tastes in books, and I just think everyone should just read what they enjoy. Oh, look at me. That's very spiritual of me this Christmas. Yeah, you get the point. So that is my answers to the Christmas song book tag. I nearly said Christmas book song tag, but nobody is getting me to sing. Thank you very much. I hope that you liked this video. I should probably tag some people. No, I was going to tag people, but it's that close to Christmas that I don't want to wind people up. So if you are watching this video and you have time before Christmas to film it and you would like to, then absolutely do it. I enjoyed the questions. I thought they were different to a lot of other tags, so that's great. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click the little notification bell to get more updates when I upload, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye guys, Merry Christmas!